Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Yanks the Cop. So today it's just going to be me on my own. I'm going to be doing the team reaction. So the team results have come out for the Liverpool Southampton game. Make sure everyone do smash that like and subscribe button. It helps us get us out to more people. So just going through the run through of the team news reaction. So the time lineup for Liverpool is Alisson in goal, Trent, Phillips, Williams. Obviously Williams starting is a big shock, because you have to wonder what's happened to Ben Davies, because obviously we bought Ben Davies for a decent amount of money, 2 million. He was seen as arguably the second or first best centre back in the Championship, and he's not even getting a game for Liverpool. He's not even on the bench today. So unless he's injured again, I don't know what's going on with Ben Davies. So it's surprised that he's starting again, not starting again, and Williams is ahead of him. Then it's Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Gini, Jota, Mane, and Salah. Good to see you, Doug. Yes, I know Doug saying that Keita's out injured again. Shock horror. Needs to get rid. 100% agree with that, and we'll get onto that in a minute. Obviously, on our bench, we've got Adrian, Bobby, Ox, Jones, Simicus, Shaq, Woodburn, Williams, and Kometo. So, obviously, unless I'm mistaken, I don't know. I haven't seen the team news today before, but if Davies is injured again, then maybe that's the reason why he's not on the bench. So if anyone knows if Davies is injured, do let me know. Because otherwise, it's pretty surprised that Kometo is on the bench over Davies. While Southampton are lining up with Foster, Walker, Benadryls, Vestergaard, Stevens, Teller, Ward-Price, Armstrong, Redmond, Walcott, and Adams up front. And on the sub-bench, McCarthy, Jempero, Olafemi, Saluas, I hope I'm pronouncing his names correctly, Ramsey, Ferry, Janowitz, McCarthy, and Pilawai. I hope I'm pronouncing names correctly. So I think obviously Liverpool are doing the normal 4-3-3 formation. So there's no change there, really. Also, Doug says Kabak, Davis, Milner, and Keita out with minor fitness issues according to AFC. Oh, obviously that's why they're out today. So obviously that's a disappointment. The fact that Kabak is injured, because today's going to be a big ask for Williams. He's going to be up against Walcott and Adams, so decent forwards. So it's going to be a big test for him. We've seen before Reece Williams struggle with pace and obviously struggle with movement in terms of technical awareness. So it's going to be a big ask for him today. Milner being injured is a blow as well. And Keita, Keita's always injured. I've having these arguments leading up to this game this week. The fact that, how Keita is never reliable, he's not fit, and he needs to go in the summer. And I think, him injured again today is just another example of why he's not reliable. I think with Southampton, last time they played us, they went with a 4-4-2 when they beat us 1-0 earlier on in the season, back in January. So I think they're going to go for the same kind of lineup today, where it's 4-4-2, and they're going to try and stop our fullbacks from getting forward, and then focus on all the energy in terms of attack down the middle, knowing that we're going to have two inexperienced centre backs really, in Phillips and Reece Williams. And like I said before, we've seen with Reece Williams, like when he last played for Liverpool in the FA Cup game against Man United, how he struggled all game in terms of dealing with pace and in terms of dealing with having strong tactical awareness of where danger is. So it's going to be a massive ask for him. I think as well, when you think about this game, like Chelsea just beat Man City 2-1. That's a massive victory they've just got at the Etihad Stadium. Leeds beat Tottenham earlier on today. I think it was 3-0 that score. So I can't remember the score for that actually, but I know they won that. And then obviously we saw last night Newcastle beating Leicester 4-2. So on the back of those results, especially you now think Chelsea have tightened their grip around top four, but Leicester potentially with the remaining few games they've got could potentially struggle. Good to see you, Chris. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm thinking Leicester might potentially struggle in terms of maintaining it with the remaining few fixtures. Tottenham just blown it again by dropping points. So I'm thinking this game is going to be a great opportunity for Liverpool to come back potentially, with an outside chance on getting top four if we can win today. Obviously it's going to be substantial again based on us beating Man United midweek. That's going to be a huge game. But if we can get a win today, we could be possibly back in the top four race, because that would put us down to, I think, 6 points behind Leicester. We win today, with Leicester having much more harder running than us, because they still got some tough games to play. So I think for us it's going to be with this evening kickoff, coming out the blocks quickly, and taking our chances. Chris is saying here that Reece Williams at the back is a big worry. I agree with that. I mentioned already before, my worries about Reece Williams in terms of his positional, his lack of pace, and his reading of the game has not been really good enough overall, and he's been caught out many times because of that. So, it is going to be a massive ask for him. So there's going to be a lot of demand on Fabinho really protecting the back defense, and also in terms of Trent being a bit more streetwise in terms of making sure that he gets back to cover Reece Williams, because otherwise Reece Williams is going to get exposed. And obviously I know Southampton don't have Danny Ings tonight, but Adams and Walcott and Redmond are decent players up front. They can cause problems, they can get a goal. So it's going to be really us being cautious in terms of knowing when to attack and when to defend. So making sure that that Fabinho does drop back to cover Reece Williams and Phillips, because they're not the most experienced and both of them lack pace. And also making sure that that we are dominant in midfield. I think that's what the game's will be won. If we can dominate midfield in terms of keeping the ball and take control in terms of Thiago, Ginny having good games. Because I think the last game we played Leeds at Newcastle. I thought Thiago had a good game. I thought Ginny was very poor in that game. And I think, since January, I think Ginny's tailed off, and I think that's to do with the contract, the fact that he's probably not going to be staying for this season. So I think his performances have dropped. Not to say he's not the only one. I think that the whole team has dropped in terms of performance levels, but I think we're going to need a lot from Ginny and Thiago today to make sure that we win that midfield battle. And then it's also to come down to hey, good to see you boys. Who's behind that stat? Obviously you're talking about the final straw with Naby and Reece. With Ben Davies been injured. I would say it is. Personally for me, if we're honest, I would move on. I'll definitely sell Kate in the summer. I'd get rid of Ox too, and I'd get rid of Ben Davies, because realistically, you're thinking if Davies can't even get a game now and his Reece Williams ahead of him, he was purely bought to be sold in the summer. And Keita, I gave up on Keita after the Madrid game. I just feel that he's not reliable and is not suitable for us anymore, and it's best for him to move on. And I saw earlier today reports of Klopp saying that he's going to give a chance more next season to Ox, Shaqiri, Keita, and he hasn't been given. I don't think it's that. He's obviously made out as if the lack of defence and injuries have been the reason why he's not given a chance. But I don't think that's true, because even in our title season when we were on the league the season before, Shaq barely played, and everyone was fit. Shaq barely got a look in. Keita, most of the time as well, that season before was injured or wasn't trusted in games. It was only in the running after COVID he got a game. So, and Ox as well. Ox has been fit for ages now. There's no and we've seen Milner, we've seen Jones, we've seen all those players get ahead of Ox, Shaq, and Keita. So I don't buy it. It's based around injuries this season. I think it's based around lack of trust. The fact that whenever we've seen Keita, Shaq, or Ox play this season, they've not performed. They've not taken the chances, and they've put in pretty dire performances. And not the only one. I'm not going to single them out. I think the whole team overall has been shocking this season. I was going to get onto the strikers. I think today we're going to really need our striker to step up, because we saw the Newcastle game how poor the finishing was and how it was unacceptable the amount of chances we had in that Newcastle game, even the Leeds game. or even the Madrid away game, how many chances they had and how many missed and chances they missed. So we need the strikers to step up today and actually take the chances that come their way. So we're obviously hoping more from Mane, Jota, and Salah. Because I think since the Madrid first leg, I think Jota's gone off the boil and he's turned into Mane in terms of not finishing chances or having poor decision making. And I mean, we've seen Mane all season how he struggled to finish or turn up in matches. So my one hope, and I said this in our post match on Thursday night, is the fact that Salah's still going for the Golden Boot. So I have a feeling that he's going to be on it in terms of wanting to get the Golden Boot. So we can take our chances. Salah can be more clinical, because I felt in the Newcastle game, a lot of times he needs 2 or 3 good chances to score 1 goal. So if he can be clinical today, we can get the win here. But it all depends on if our strikers perform and if our defence, midfield work as a team. So we can't be conceding a late goal in the 93rd minute as it against Newcastle, and we can't be missing the amount of chances. Just going in the chat, Chris Welch says Leicester the team to chase down now for us and West Ham. Totally agree with that. And then Chris Welch, Ben Davies is a Madison Swords person. Yeah, it's like he doesn't exist, to be honest. And I've never seen a player that we bought that we've never given a chance. And I did figure out in a guess like a couple of months back, I said that Ben Davies would end up leaving us this summer without having actually played a game. I don't believe it's like a Robertson thing where he was being bed in to then eventually play down the line. I think Klopp does not trust him or rate him. And I don't think David was a Klopp signing. I think that was the analytics team getting a cheap player that they thought looked good metrics wise that they're going to bring in. So but going back to the game, I feel that this is a big game for Liverpool, because if we can we've been given a lifeline by Leicester and Spurs dropping points, so we can then take this, we might have an outside chance of getting top 4. But if we don't win today, then that's top 4 completely gone. And of course, I know people are going to say it's a big ask. We've still got United in the week, and that's also a massive game we have to win. But I think what today you're looking for is basically for Liverpool to come out the blocks flying, and for us to show that hunger, desire that we're still in it. Who's that behind that stat says we need to limit Southampton and how many set pieces we give them. That's a very dangerous set pieces. So that's very true. I think that's also the concern where you're going to have Phillips and Williams at the back. There's that concern. And obviously, while Phillips is very good in the air, he's not that good when it comes to balls behind him or dealing with pace. And then Williams, he's decent in the air in terms of heading away. I mean, he has that height, but he's not very good in terms of tactical awareness or his positioning or dealing with pace. So you're right, we are going to have to make sure we don't allow Southampton a set piece. And then also Ward-Prowse is a fantastic free kick taker. So we've got to make sure that they get as who's behind that stat says, that they don't have any direct free kicks, because Ward-Prowse doesn't score a lot of goals, but what he does do well at is scoring free kicks. So we can not allow him to get any free kicks, and make sure that Southampton are camped in their half. Then we've got a chance, But it's going to be like a big team effort that's going to be needed. In terms of the fullbacks, making sure they're getting forward and supporting the forwards, the midfield, making sure it's protecting defence, and also providing an attacking outlet. And I'm hoping that that we see another good game for Thiago, because I thought like against Newcastle and Leeds, he played very good games, and he shouldn't have come off in those games. So I didn't understand why we took him off at the Newcastle game. It should have been Ginny for me in that game. So I'm hoping that we see more of that today, where Thiago has another good game, because if he does, then we have a very good chance of winning. But it's going to take a big ask. I predicted a 1-1, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong, that we can get a 2-1. Because I do feel Southampton going to score because of our centre back pairing, but we've got a big chance in coming away here with 3 points if we can be clinical. Who's behind that stat says we love Ward-Prowse in our team. He's a goal scoring midfielder. He is from a free kick point of view. He doesn't score many goals from direct play. So I think if the one thing we do lack is a good free kick taker, and I agree with you there. But he's not like a player that scores goals from, open play. He's very much like Harry Wilson. I like him the same thing. Harry Wilson's a great free kick taker, but he doesn't score that many goals from open play. And yes, he's scoring goals in the Championship, but that's because he's not been closed down. But at Liverpool in the Premiership, we saw him at Bournemouth. He barely scored many goals. Most of his goals were free kicks. So I feel Ward Price is the same kind of player. Good player, but I don't think he's good enough really to play for Liverpool or get in our team. Chris Welch has Ben Davies on the bench. It's getting better. Oh yeah, no, Ben Woodburn. I even forgot Ben Woodburn was even still at Liverpool. Because you think back to Ben Woodburn, he broke in like 3 years ago, and since then he's been a loan after loan. I never rated him in the first place. I don't think he's got the pace or the strength to play in the Premiership. But you look at our bench, and you're thinking who can really come on and change the game. Maybe Ox or Jones, but the last time Ox has come on, he's not been that great. Maybe Bobby, but Bobby's not really. Bobby used to be a great impact player, but when's the last time Bobby came off the bench and actually changed the game when he has come off? So I think we're gonna have to win this game in real time rather than relying on our bench, because it's gonna be one of those games, So who's behind that stat says, I wonder if Harvey Elliott will get some minutes next season. He's been great. Yep, I agree with you there. I think Harvey Elliott's been amazing at Blackburn, and I think he could be our Foden because I think he's that good. I think he's been exceptional in the Championship. His goal involvements, the amount of assists he's got, and I think he should be definitely given a chance at Liverpool next season. And a proper chance, not relied on the cup games, but given a chance in Premiership because otherwise, Foden wouldn't have got in if Pep didn't give him a chance. So I think Elliott could have the same impact in the Premiership if he's given a chance. So I'd love to see him get some minutes in the Premiership and give him a chance because I think he'll be a fantastic player. Otherwise, I would, personally for me, Chris Welsh says he needs a loan to a Premiership club, potentially, but I think you're gonna have to pick the right Premiership club because we saw it with Brewster. He went to Sheffield United and his career's over now because they just ruined him. So you're gonna have to pick the right team, like maybe a Norwich or Leeds would be good for Elliott because he needs to play in a good attacking team. But I still think he could get playing against Liverpool because I think, personally for me, I think we need to clear out, and I hope that we don't keep any of, I don't think we'll sell all three, but Ox or Shaq have to go this summer. And I don't buy Klopp saying he's going to give them more chances because he's never trusted them this season, and he didn't trust them that much last season. So I think them two are going to go, and I think that's going to give room for Elliott to get some games. Yeah, I agree. Chris Welsh, Norwich will be perfect. But if he goes to Norwich, we have to be guaranteed he's going to get game time and not they're just going to sit in the bench. So it's going to be one of the things where we're going to have to guarantee minutes. I don't even give that, I can't pronounce his name correctly. The Polish kid, Mulwacz. If someone pronounces him correctly well, let me know how to pronounce his name properly. But I think that, the Polish lad that we've got in the under 18s, I think he's one hell of a talent. So I'd love to see him get some game time next season as well. Because I think or Barzaghi, I think he's also great potential as well. So we've got some good players coming through that I think that should we give him game time or sent out a loan to good Premiership teams to get games. But going back to this match, I think I'll just finish off with saying that I think we got a great chance that we can capitalize today and make the most of this opportunity that the fact that Leicester have dropped points and Spurs have dropped points and get a win today. So it's possible for us to win, but we just have to take our chances. We can't be wasteful as we did against Newcastle. We have to, we score early, get that second goal. So we need more from Jota, Mane, and Salah, and we need more from midfield because I think the midfield has been bypassed in the last game. But I think Fabinho back in midfield should give us more solid foundation. I think we've missed someone who broke up play, and I think Fabinho had been midfield against Newcastle. We go on to win that game. We don't draw it. So hopefully he has a good game, and hopefully we get the 3 points, because this is one of those games that we like I said, Chris Welch, we need to score more than one goal to win the game, 100%. There's no way we can't. We've seen already, we can't see out a 1-0 lead, so we're gonna have to score at least 2 goals and not 3 to win it, and that's where you're going to need more from Mane and Jota today. And we can't just be on Salah. We need them to step up and take their chances. Especially Mane. Like in that Newcastle game, I thought like when he had that chance around the keeper and he caught the ball, caught up in his feet, he needs to step up. I don't know what's wrong with Mane, whether it's tiredness or whether it's just a lack of confidence or whether it's both, but we need more from him today to really step up to the plate. Who's behind that stat says Ox, Naby, Shaqiri, Origi all need to go, as it's like an episode of Casualty with them 4. 100%, I agree with you there. I do feel that all need to go. And Klopp needs to be ruthless this summer. We can't keep having players that are injured 60% of the time, or players he doesn't trust. And we can clearly see that Klopp doesn't trust any of them, because he doesn't give them a chance to play them. Or if he does play them, he gives them 10, 20 minutes. And they're all on good wages. Like Ox is on at least 100k, Naby's on 120, Shaq's at least on 80, Rigi's must be at least around 70, 80. That's a lot of money. If we get rid of them off our book, that clears up a lot of wages, because we pay a lot in wages. That would reduce us and allow us to put that money to something better. So, hopefully we can, going back to the game, hopefully we can get the 3 points today, and we can, be sat here come tomorrow saying we've got the 3 points and Liverpool actually took advantage. I'm not very confident in terms of this late kickoff, because, we haven't had a great record in late games this season. So hopefully that we can come out the blocks quickly, that Klopp can say to them, look, we still got a chance to get top 4 if we can win our 5 games remaining. And I believe if we won our last 5 games, we'll get top 4. It's just a big ask, the United game. That's the big thing. But hopefully, because United have 3 games in a week, they might put a weakened team up for that, and we can then get 3 points. Chris Welch says, let's hope they bloody hit the back of the net, stadium or not. Yeah, that's 100% true. So hopefully we can do that. That can be clinical, and we can see out this game. Because like I said, there's still a lot to play for, and we just have to be positive. Actually believe in ourselves. So hopefully, like I said, Fabinho back in midfield can help us do it, and hopefully that players like Thiago, Ginny, Thiago, Ginny, Salah, Mane, and Jota have good games. Because they have good games, we win this game. If they don't have good games, it's going to be another one of those disappointing draws. We know how Southampton are going to play. They're going to play to stop our fullbacks, and they can play deep and try and hit us on the break with balls at the top to Walcott. So we have to be mindful of that. So, we're going to need Alisson to trust the centre backs and not come out steaming off the line as he did earlier in the season when he didn't trust Phillips and Kabak. So, hopefully we can be sat here saying it's another win, and we can get back to winning ways. Otherwise, hopefully Liverpool can still get top 4. And I think we can if we win today. So, I think that's what I'm going to say today. We are going to have the live watch along at 8:15. So do come on for that and join us, where we're going to give my live match analysis of the Liverpool Southampton game. Then after that, we're going to have the post-match reaction, where we're going to review the Southampton game. And hopefully it's a positive post-match reaction. We're going to have a special guest for that. So I'm not going to tell you the guest, but we're going to have a special guest for the post-match reaction. Otherwise, you can catch the rest of the team on the watch along straight after this game at 8:15. So do join the watch along. Otherwise, hopefully the Reds win today. Otherwise, I'm signing off now. Up the Reds, and hope to see you guys all in the watch along at 8:15. So do join us and look after that. Otherwise, enjoy the game and see you guys on the watch along. Up the Reds.